Thank you.
Good morning, Your Holiness. Good morning. I would like to extend deep gratitude to you on accepting the invitation for an audience with the students of the British School. The British School is an international school in the heart of the Indian capital, New Delhi. It provides an excellent international education to students from over 68 nationalities. The students that are present here this morning are all aged between 11 and 14 years, and they are so excited for the interaction. The school supports students in their well-being and works in partnership with parents to build resilience in the young people in our care. This morning, we are very humbled that you will be sharing your thoughts on the topic of well-being and resilience. The importance of well-being and resilience has become all the more evident during the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Students have not been able to attend school since the last 10 months because of the restrictions imposed. During this time, they've been coping with the new normal, which includes limited outdoor physical activities and the inability to meet with friends and family, to name but a few. The whole world knows who His Holiness is and what you stand for: peace and unity. Across the world, people, young and old, look forward to your wisdom, advice, and help on a range of topics. The students here at the British School are also eagerly looking forward to taking away some pearls of wisdom on resilience and well-being. In fact, our whole school community is very excited to hear your thoughts this morning. So, without any further ado, Your Holiness, I now request you to address the audience.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Indeed, I'm very happy meet mainly Indian student. I have been your school, I think, diligently. Oh. So as you know, I myself, you see, from childhood education about Indian tradition, the Nalanda tradition. So mentally, every part of my brain filled by Indian thought, Indian tradition. Then this physical, the major portion of my life now spent in India. So this physical, you see, survived with Indian dal, Indian rice, Indian chapati. So I consider I'm son of India. The time passes. When I meet, you see, different people, particularly scientists, then I really, satisfy subject which we learned from Indian tradition. Really, everything logical analyze, not just faith. So the Sanskrit word vipassana or shamatha. Shamatha is the mind focusing on particular thing and remain that. At the Vipassana, analyze. And then within Indian tradition, there are many ancient Indian tradition, such as Jain and also Sangha. Then, regarding Buddha Dharma, the originally Pali tradition, then gradually Buddha himself, you see, expressed to us, "Oh, my follower, monks, believer, should not accept my teaching out of faith, but rather thorough investigation." So, the Lord Buddha's follower eventually, like Nalendra, I think some people say, even at the time of Buddha, Nalendra, something small learning center, I heard. So then gradually, you see, that institution, you see, take interest about Buddhist philosophy. So eventually, Nalendra produced number of great scholars, such as Nagarjuna and Arya Asanga, and then about logic, Dignac, Dharmakirti, and then philosophy, also you see logic, the Chandrakirti. All these great master from Nalendra, they are really, you see, investigation. So today, I'm as a student of a Nalendra tradition. Everything, not faith, investigation. So now last more than 10 years,
40 years.
40 years, I have a serious discussion with scientists. So regarding about scientists, material thing, you see, they know very good. They still carry sort of investigation or experiment. But regarding mind, a modern scientist, you see, not much knowledge. In that respect, Nalendra tradition, Indian tradition, about mind, about emotion, very detailed explanation. And causes of these destructive emotion and causes of constructive emotion, all these very clear in Nalendra tradition. So many scientists now really appreciate our knowledge about our mind, about our emotion, and then how to tackle emotion. So number of scientists really also they admire, you see, these 1,000-year-old India's tradition, mainly from, and then India also. Now, right from the beginning, I think 3,000 years ago, already, the India's concept, ahimsa, karuna. So ahimsa, you see, non-violence. And violence, physical level, verbal level, these violent action come from motivation. So the karuna is the key factor. Karuna there, non-violence come. anger there, violence come. So therefore, over 3,000 years, this country already mentioned practice of shamatha, practice of vipassana. I think among the world civilization, ancient India, earliest and very sophisticated, like that. So now today, I feel very happy and great honor to discuss with mainly Indian student. So now, I always say, expressing, India have the ability to combine modern education and ancient Indian knowledge. The modern India a little bit also neglect about ancient Indian knowledge. This is very much sort of also the learning about modern education. So as I mentioned earlier, the number of scientists now really showing interest about, knowledge, mind, and how to keep peace of mind, like that. So now India, like previous century, Mahatma Gandhi ji, show the world ahimsa. And now today, the young Indian, I think also the worthwhile to show how to keep peace of mind and related with karuna, not just faith, reasoning. So young Indian, I think 21st century, I think you Indian can make certain contribution through revival of ancient yoga knowledge to make some contribution. The world, how to develop inner peace. Through inner peace, real peace will come. So everybody say, world peace, world peace. They reduce weapon, good, but real world peace related with our emotion, with our mind. So India can make significant contribution regarding peaceful world. Whenever we find some problem, we, right from the beginning, we should carry the spirit of dialogue, not fighting. The Indian tradition, which in India's own, like the Sangha philosophy and Jain philosophy, and so on. So a lot of discussions, a lot of argument. Then within Buddhism, also among the scholars, a lot of sort of discussions. So that shows our brain is open, discuss. And through that way, we find dialogue. So among the Buddhist, particularly Nalanda tradition, the Pali tradition, mainly, Vivashika and Sodantika, about Pali tradition. Then Sanskrit tradition, Chitta Mantra, and Madhyamika. And then within these two subdivisions. So a lot of discussions. So really, when we read these texts, and we find some kind of beautiful garden, a lot of different flowers. Each have their own different color, different smell, something like that. So 1,000-year-old the Nalanda tradition, you see the different philosophical views. Each one have some unique thing, like that. So therefore, now, frankly speaking, it is quite pity the recent centuries, the India a little bit neglected about this knowledge. So now, these young Indian, please now think more about your own 1,000-year-old tradition, and not just the puja or ritual, not that, the philosophical thinking. That's my wish and my request for you. So now some questions.
Your Holiness, I'd just like to clarify, please, to you that we are an international school. So amongst Indians, we have over 68 different nationalities. So we have students from all over the world that study in our school in New Delhi. So I'm now going to hand over to Mizaki Tomiyama, and she is going to lead you through the questions. Okay, so Mizaki, can I hand over to you, please?
Yes, Miss. Good morning, Your Holiness. I am Misaki Tomiyama, and I am from Japan. I will be introducing the people asking the questions today. So we will start off the questions with Avika Singhal.
Good morning, Your Holiness. Good morning, Your Holiness. My name is Avika Singhal, and I'm from India. There are many people who have been affected mentally and socially by the pandemic. Do you see any hope of the community bouncing back after the current scenario of COVID-19?
This illness, pandemic. No. Now this, I feel something, not something new. I think among human history, human society, some different kind of illness come. Now this time, of course, now this particular sort of illness become a whole world, worldwide, and then India also. Now this, the special sort of scientists and doctors, you see, they really carry investigation and how to tackle this problem. Particularly, as I mentioned earlier, the nurses, doctors, and scientists, and also I think some sort of cooperation from Western scientists, Western sort of medical, or say the doctors like that. So there is no way we discourage. We must sort of carry with the courage or self-confidence. And mainly, I think scientists and doctors now should, as you see, as now, they should put a lot of effort. So, if something happen, lose courage, That's the real failure. When we face some problem, we must develop our determination, our courage, and fight. So I just want to firstly thank those specialists, and I want to urge them, they must work hard as before.
Thank you so much, Your Holiness.
Thank you, Avika, for your interesting question. We now have Indigo Larmor.
Good morning, Your Holiness. I am Indigo Lama and I am from Ireland. My question for you is, how do you keep your mental well-being in good health and find positives with everything happening in the world at the moment?
I feel, you see, physical sort of element also related with our emotion. Our emotion full of self-confidence and peace, calm, that affect our body also, I feel. There's too much anxiety, too much fear in mental level, that I think also is very harmful for physical element. So now, as is one ancient Indian master say, when we face some problem, we have to analyze the problem thoroughly. Then if there is a way to overcome, then with full of determination and courage, face it. If the problem, no way to overcome, then accept as a reality, instead of too much anxiety, anger, frustration. Instead of that, you just accept. So that's, I think, the Indian masters or realistic approach. When we face some problem, we must analyze thoroughly. So you should now continuously investigation this illness. I think that's a proper way, and not necessary to develop too much anxiety. You see, also too much frustration. And that should not, you see, should not develop. Remain calm mind and make every effort. Okay.
Thank you, Your Holiness.
Thank you.
Thank you, Indigo. We all know how important mental well-being is. We now have Jessica Courts.
Good morning, Your Holiness. I'm Jessica Courts and I'm from England. And my question for you is, in today's world full of turmoil, do you think there will ever be a return to the peaceful conditions in the world?
I think yes, because you see, many problems which we are facing is essentially our own creation. You see, too much emphasis, we, I. So you see, we need the sense of oneness of whole world, oneness of 7 billion human beings. Then those sort of problems which we create into too much emphasis, our nation, our religion, our community, and then create is a division, and it's a competition, sometimes competition more violently. So therefore, since those problems which our own creation on the basis of too much emphasis we and they, now that we should develop sense of oneness of 7 billion human beings, automatically reduce. Then religion, sometimes religion also cause, different religion also is causing some problem. For that, India's 1,000-year India's tradition, all different religion or different sort of concept and different philosophy, but all carry same message of love. So India, over 1,000 years, the all world religions now exist here. For example, Muslim, within Muslim, Shia and Sunni. In this country, I never heard complaint from Sunni side to Shia, Shia side to Sunni. I never heard any problem. But your neighbor, like Afghanistan and Syria in this area, same Muslim, follower of the same Allah, same Quran, but fighting. So this country, over 1,000 years, all these different religions live together, mutual respect, sometimes mutual learning. So that's India's greatness. So you should pay more attention religious harmony which exists in this country, and then show rest of the world religion, different religion can live together, and different philosophy, different concepts, but all carry same message of compassion, message of karuna. So, since these problems which created by human being, we human being create some concept, then these problems automatically reduce. Here, as I mentioned earlier, India sort of pluralism about religion, different religion, but live together. I think that is the concept of one religion, one truth, then the problem. But this country, over 1,000 years, several truths, several religion. Okay.
Thank you, Your Holiness.
Thank you, Jessica, for your question. Tejas Sagu will now ask his question.
Good morning, Your Holiness. I am a British citizen. My question for you is, we all know that it's very important to improve our mental and spiritual health for our development. How can this be achieved by children our age?
Now, existing education. Now here, although I briefly already mentioned the modern education, you see, mainly materialistic and Christian Islam. These more close relation. The India, ancient time, as I already mentioned, many different philosophy, different sort of as a concept. So these, as now, according Indian, secular. So you see, religion related with individual, but these different religion, as a sort of part of human knowledge, then academic subject, we learn these things and you see keep because of the harmony, mutual learning. So these, I think you see, we can make you see distinction. One, you see our own created problem, including different religious tradition or different philosophy, and we respect each individual having their own right to choose. Even you see economic system or political system, India quite open. Then another is a problem, global warming. These are beyond our control. Little bit, of course, they too much use coal or these things. So I always express now we should use clean power, solar system, solar energy, and then wind power. We have a certain sort of technique, certain knowledge there. So we should not sort of rely on using coals or these things. So now my friend, they say within next few decades, global warming reach such a level that most of these big rivers will dry. And like Tibet, almost, I think, source of water, whole Asia, almost whole Asia. Now, the Tibet, because climate condition now change, some experts say, eventually Tibet will become something like Afghanistan, dry. So that also is a very serious matter. When all these water dry, then very difficult for survival. Without water, very difficult. So that's one serious matter. Now many people really showing interest about ecology in order to keep our planet more living. So that's one problem. So I'm regarding Tibet, I always now showing concern about preservation of Tibetan ecology. You see, Tibet once dry, then the river, which major river in India and China and Southeast Asia, so very important Tibetan ecology to keep this water.
Con